Hey, so I wanted to just jump on here right quick and talk about something that has been on my mind a lot lately. I actually have a live coming up on Saturday where I'm going to be interviewing a woman that's been sexually assaulted. But prior to this, I kind of been dragging my feet when we were talking to her because I had been re-triggered by my own um, sexual assault that happened to me a while ago that I thought I had dealt with, but apparently I had not dealt with it because I got re-triggered. um, a situation had happened, and the person wasn't trying to assault me, but what he did kind of made things come back, which was crazy. Um, And then on top of that, it just with all this stuff with Nicki Minaj and her husband and the victim coming forward and people attacking her, like the Barb's attacking her, or just any situation where these celebrities get accused of some sexual assault. And the reasoning that people give for not believing the victim is so weird. It's just so weird. So I just wanted to paint a realistic picture of what sexual assault, the R word, what that entails for some people. So, if this whole, I guess, image that people who have never been sexually assaulted have is, oh, if you get R word, you can't say the R word apparently. It demonetizes the video. But if you get R, then oh, you're fighting the person, you're fighting them off of you, and a lot of times people who want to victim shame where are the marks and all this other stuff. Look, for me, I was date raped. Uh, I thought it was just a basic making out situation, but he put me in a position where I could not move. And from there, when he started to rape me, I kept saying, please stop, like over and over, right? But I did not attack because in my mind, I didn't want to make things worse. So you have women who aren't full out attacking, we're just vocalizing no. Or if a woman is inebriated, hello, like are we still have to go over this, people? um she doesn't like she's out of it, or like one of my friends, I love him. He was like, I'm not fucking a chick unless she gives me enthusiastic consent. If it's a half-ass consent, an unsure consent, oh, bro, cause nah. He's like, I'm not touching her. It has enthusiastic consent only. And I love that. It should always have been like that. So, first myth, you can be calm, like, because in your mind, you're pretty much frozen from fear. So, like with me, I was like my body, and I just kept, I kept making it clear. And then it's like you kind of go through this out of body experience because you realize what's happening to you, and you never thought it would be you. Okay. This whole spill of, oh, why the victim coming out years later? Why didn't they go to the police station? Da 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 da. Okay. So like I said, when it's happening, a lot of people are in denial about what happened to them. Not until years later that they processed it, that they've dealt with it, that they have the courage to come out with it. You have 10 years to prosecute your predator. Personally, I feel like it should be longer. That's just me. Because and this whole thing where victims like, yeah, it happens, but the percentage of that happening is very low. And the thing with people who have been sexually assaulted, women and men, we can tell when someone is telling the truth. Like, we can tell when someone has been, there's a certain kind of way that they say things, there's a certain tone in their voice. Like, I don't know. It's really eerie. So this whole, oh, why are they coming out later, years later? It's because it takes years to process that shit. Okay. Also, as far as, you know, when it comes to these in the Black community, this subject is pretty much quiet. It becomes, oh, why, or why did you go to their room, or what did you have on, and things like that. Let's just get this out the way. It doesn't give, you can fucking show up naked, start going into it, and if you decide you don't want to do it, that gives no one the right to continue. And I like this victim, she was even saying, oh, they were saying, oh, did you have your hair down? Like, it's like you can't be attracted. Like, if you're attractive in any kind of way, give somebody the permission to sexually assault you and argue. Like, it's, we need to toss that out the window. Also, it is very common for women, maybe men, I can't speak for men. If you're a man and you feel bold enough to comment about this, if you've been sexually assaulted, go right ahead. To remain friends with the predator. After my situation, I had communication with him once, where I confronted him about what happened, and he tried to twist it. Obviously, I knew what it was because I was a virgin. I told you to stop, so it's black and white, right? But you have situations. I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you. I grew up in a very Christian household. I had situations where I'm chilling with a dude that we supposed to be homies, and I had this guy pull his dick out and like put it in my face. Okay. I've had situations with dudes I'm cool with who fucking like took advantage of the situation. And as women, we tend to make excuses. We're raised to make excuses. And it might be the same for men too, especially if you're cool with that person and you're friends with that person. You make excuses for them, like, oh, they didn't mean to do it, and things like that. And you continue a relationship with them. This is something that's not really talked about, but it is true and it happens. And for me, because of how I processed that stuff, I didn't deal with it. So I went into other relationships. If it got to a certain point, I would just allow it to happen, even though I didn't want it to happen. I did that lots of times where I felt like this could get bad, so I'm gonna just let it happen, even though I didn't want it to happen. A lot of women who feel helpless. Like, I'm one of those women that used to be freaking. So, and sometimes, you know, as you're processing this kind of trauma, it's not you putting yourself in situations intentionally when you shouldn't be in situations, looking for something or trying to validate something. And as far as others, still being friends, this is why after people get raped, sometimes they still talk to the predator. Sometimes it could be a friend, a family member. She got raped at 9. She actually told it by her uncle. She told the aunt, and the aunt confronted the uncle. He said he didn't do it, and they took his word for it. And she said she had to live, the next 8 years or something with this man after, like, he didn't rape her. had a full-fledged relationship with his nephew after he raped her. So things like that, yes, but so the reason why I even wanted to have this discussion, because this whole situation, I see it too many times where people's faves are thrown in a sexually assault story. I mean, Nicki, her situation is more complicated because she didn't actually assault anyone, but the man that she's married to did, and she's going hard for this dude. And I understand she in love with him. That's her responsibility. Hopefully she comes out of that shit and realize how fucked up all this is looking and how fucked up she is right now. So, but that's something that's gonna have to do on her own. I've had communications with people I know personally where I have to sit here and break down to you that trauma for each victim is not cut the same way for each person. That you were raped or assaulted or were sorry, demonetized, whatever. All that happened to you. So I just wanted to put that out there because I realized and let me tell you, I thought I had dealt with myself. I can talk about myself fine with my head high. But like I had one really simple situation that happened and it took me back. And it kind of threw me off. Not kind of, it did throw me off. I was thrown off and relived everything. So I've had to spend a few days reprocessing everything. So it's like a constant battle, man. Like you never really, you're healed, but you still have to, you know, I mean, I'm not an expert in this situation. I don't know the people who talk about it repeatedly, if it's a different kind of energy for them, if they get re-traumatized, but yeah. So I didn't even want to have the interview with the woman that I'm doing on Saturday because I was nervous that it was going to fuck me up, and I don't like to be fucked up. But I have to live and walk in my truth, right? So if I want to have this platform where I am passionate about giving people tools of, you know, self-improvement and self-healing and, you know, processing trauma, then I gotta preach what I say. I gotta go through my own stuff too. So it was just very important for me to get on here and make you see why I've kind of been ghosting a few days and haven't been really up on my videos, and everything's been kind of a struggle for me past week or two. So yeah, but that's really all. And I will attach a link to the story I'm talking about with Nicki and her husband, the victim. She called this amazing blogger and told the story in more detail. So it is triggering, very. And her cousin actually called in and tried to discredit her, which was weird because it's like, what kind of shit are you on? She actually said that she knows her cousin got bought off. It's just her whole story is just sad, and my heart just breaks for her. And I pray for healing for her, and I hope for healing for anyone else that's navigating self-healing. So, yeah. All right. Bye.